Okay, in this video I'll show you what I do to create maps for reports. Here I've got a map that I'm using, and I've loaded up some data. And one of the things I want to do is make sure that I'm in a coordinate system that looks good. It wasn't WGS84, but I want to be using a projected system. Especially, this is Humboldt County. We're well above the equator. We're going to want to use a projected system so the shapes look correct. Otherwise, in geographic, Humboldt County looks kind of short and squished. So need to fix that. Okay, now the way I do this, and I just realized that I'm missing my stream layer. Let me go ahead and throw that in. And we're back with a stream layer from Blue Spray. And so this is where we start. First thing I would probably do is go ahead and either work my way down the list, or I'll start with the polygons because my watershed polygons are just getting in the way of everything else. And I'm going to go ahead and then just change it so it's transparent. I can see through it. Now this hill shade made it so I can't see hardly anything, so I'm going to turn them off. And okay, there's my watershed line. Probably want to make that a little stronger. So go to the symbol on that, and I'm probably going to make it, well, try 2, see what happens. It's a little heavy. 1 is a little light. Let's try 1.4. And I think I like that. And you can change these and tweak these as you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Our stream network, whoops, yes, please do that. Our stream network should probably be a nice blue and a little bit stronger than 1 point. We want to see those streams. And because they're lighter, we tend to make them a little bit heavier in the symbology. It's hard to see our points of interest. Oops. Uh-oh. Didn't commit those yet. That's because when you type in here, try 1.5, you have to click after you type and then hit apply. There we go. That looks better. All right, points along the Trinity. Definitely want to change that symbol. And right off, I'm going to make it nice and some bright color. An 8-point, click, apply, so I can see them, and then I can go, that seems kind of big. Maybe 6-point, click, apply. Too small. All right, well, we're probably going to stay with 7. And now I think about it, well, orange is not the most professional color you'll see, but let's go for yellow and see what happens with the rest of our colors. Again, you can always come back and change these. Now, I've got this topographic background, but I don't want to use it because it's got all this little tiny text that nobody can read, and it's going to be cut off and a mess, and I'm going to get marked down for it, and that will be bad. So what I want to do is I want to create a hill shade, and that's what that is. Those are created from a DEM, and if you go to Analysis, do Tools, and search for hill shade, you will find ArcGIS's hill shade tool, and all you need to do is run it on that DEM, create an output raster, and you will get something that looks like that. Now, that's not exactly what we're looking for, but through the magic of computers, what we can do is we can go ahead and take our hill shade, and I keep double clicking, I shouldn't do that. Go to Appearance and reduce this. And what you can see is as we do a transparency, we go from our hill shade to our DEM. We're making this layer go from opaque over here to fully transparent. We see the DEM. We want to do something in between. And this is called the hill shaded or shaded relief. You can build them in Blue Spray, but this is just easier to do right now. And then what I can do is, since I'd like this to be colorized, is go to the symbology for our DEM and pick a color scheme. Now you can pick something like that, woo, and we're in the 60s. Or you could pick all kinds of strange things. If you scroll down, you will see that Esri has provided some that are starting to get to look like things you might see on a government map. Okay, now again, we're playing with the hill shade transparency. Ooh, starting to like this. Okay, not like that, more like that maybe. Let's getting a little dark. So I might play with quite a few of these. And this is something that you can spend a long time playing with these different color ramps. Oh, nice. But I'm going to stop there because I need to get this done. All right, now my yellow points not sticking out as well as I would like with that background, so I'll go back and I'm going to make them red. Some people may complain about that, but tough. I want them to really pop. There we go, that's popping out better. And again, you don't want your background to distract from the content, but in this case I want my streams to sort of meld in to the background, and it's really the points that I want the reader to focus on. So let's call that good, and again you could spend lots of time playing on it. Let's do a custom page size. This is pretty rectangular, so I'm going to go 6 by 6. And then go ahead and insert our beautiful map that I just created. Oh, it's got those source credits. Got to turn off topography. Oh, just get rid of it. Oh, they're gone. Yay. And we want to click on it, do properties, and make sure it's 6 by 6. And 0 by 0. And there we go. Now we also want to get rid of this white area because yuck. And to do that, we need to activate the map frame. This is the layout. So this is this whole thing. And now I'm, whoops, where's the move thing? I need the move thing. There it is. Navigate. Now I'm moving the whole thing. I need to activate my map frame. Okay, and notice up here it tells you which one you're in. And now it doesn't move the whole thing, it just moves the map. And I'm going to tuck that over because that would be icky. And of course you can zoom in and out until you get this arranged the way you want. Yeah, I kind of like that, partly because I'm going to stick a north arrow up there. Okay, and speaking of which, now we need to go ahead and insert some things. So, oops, I'm still in my map, need to go back to layout. Now I can go ahead and insert north arrow. Don't like that one. And you can pick any north arrow you like. I just am really used to using this one, used it a lot. And then we're going to insert a scale bar and a legend. And yes, we are not done yet. In fact, oh, there we go. Yeah, interesting. So if you make this too small, it does this little ellipsis thing down here to tell you that there's stuff it can't place yet. And also notice that depending upon the size of the legend, it's going to change the fonts. But I don't know about you, I find this really hard to read right off. So let's fix that first. Go to Paint. What we need to do is add a border, which will be black, and a background, which will be white. You can reverse those if you want. Some students do some really stylish stuff by reversing that, which is fine with me. You just got to have a style that looks good and especially is readable. Now also notice it's got this other black border that we can now see. Don't get confused by that. That's just the selection box. You do have to click inside of it to move, okay, which confused me at first. And that feels like it's a little big, so let's shrink that down. Now, also, we need to fix this, right? This is not pretty. So first things first, points along Trinity. We're doing English here, so we need to have spaces. And I'm going to rename that survey locations. And when you rename the layer, it'll automatically update the legend. Can't have underscores or anything that looks like what I have there. That's fine for a shapefile name. Let's call that Streams and Rivers. And then down here, we're going to call this Polygons. Okay. And if you take a look, we've got the hill shade and we've got the dem. Well, it's really the dem that we want to have show up because this is our elevations, right? We don't really even want to have the hill shade showing up here because it's just something to have it look good. Well, if you take a look up here, you'll see there's these items. Well, this is the scale bar and the north arrow and our legend, which is pretty cool because now we can go in here and go, oh look, there's the hillshade. We can just turn it off, and that's a pretty cool addition in ArcGIS Pro that we did not have in other versions of ArcGIS. Oop, didn't want to rotate that. Didn't even know I could do that. And it appears I've lost the ability to size this. Okay. Let's see if we can go in here and size it. Nope. Now, what it's doing, it may be broken because I was going to tell you a little later, I have broken this repeatedly in getting ready to do this video. Yeah, it's got some maximum size that it's working from. Okay, so we're going to call that pretty much good, except this value is also like, why is that there? And elevations is pretty big. I would like to see that be smaller. So if we go over here to elevations, you will see that we've got the properties over here for just this item. And you can just go through and see, well, which one of these turn these on and off? Okay, there, that turns off elevations. We want to get rid of value. And these get rid of labels, and that gets rid of descriptions. And there's some other stuff in here for multiple columns and things. Quite a bit you can play with. So the other thing I don't really like is elevation just seems like that's too big. There's our text symbol. And this is a little different from how it works elsewhere. If you notice, the size is grayed out because it's automatically calculating the size for you, which is pretty cool until you want to change something. Well, that's okay. Again, we can just go in and change it. So there we go. We're getting close. Yeah, I don't really like my label text either. So let's go up here and go embedding. We can change that too. Yep. Okay, pretty cool. Now, also got to deal with this because that scale bar is really unreadable. Move it over here so it doesn't go across the water, but again, it needs a border. And this is something I recommend, just develop your own style, get good at putting these in. You can copy what I do. But yeah, I kind of hope you develop your own style for maps that are the way you want to have them looking. And oh, look, the numbers just happen to work out okay this time. 0, 15, 30, 60 is fine. 5, 2, 10, round numbers without decimals unless it's really small numbers, and then you might want to shift to the lower units. So I think we're getting there. Oh, and I did want to tell you, if you think I just went through and did this for the first time, no, I've been working on this for a couple hours to go through this over and over again to make a 13-minute video. So don't expect to do it the speed I did. Expect to spend quite a bit of time, 2-3 hours, coming up with a map like this. But I also hope you play with it, have fun, try different colors. Don't get too stressed out, try and have a good time with it. Take care.